friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kendra.
Hey, it's Dehjai.
And if you've never been here before, welcome you. Have to do that for Dehjai. She loves that. But we do real life pop culture and the cross section between the two. So our topic for today, I think you have it.
Yeah, I do. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure you guys have already heard about this. There was a another one of the Manosphere podcasts where the guys were having a conversation around successful women. The issue that I have also though is that it's only a snippet, like there's a meme or a GIF, whatever you want to call it, a snippet of the conversation. So you don't hear in totality what it is that he's actually saying. But the piece of it that everybody got was that successful Black women are useless to Black men, and basically meaning like they won't ever find a man because of the success that they've achieved in like professionally, business, academically, whatever the case may be. And the full conversation is him saying, the other piece of it after he said that controversial bit was basically like men can feel inadequate because what is it can he offer to a woman who already has everything that she needs? Like the gender roles thing is basically the mindset that men have, that they need to take care of house and home. And when you come across a woman who doesn't need you to take care of any of that, they feel like they are useless.
Yeah. I think like some of it is some of this is like a need to reframe things, I think. Mm-hmm. Especially like you said with the gender roles, like a lot of the things that like the taking care of the kids, the cooking, the cleaning, or whatever, it's like we can outsource all of that and we could just have a good time together. Like I think people are still just having these very traditional mindset about what it means to be in a relationship with somebody. And like, what if it's not like these gender roles? Like what if it's just like having someone to enjoy yourself with? Mm-hmm. Like what if that's the whole ball game? And like it's not about taking care of house and home and all of that stuff.
I think the problem is that men that are of our generation and older were indoctrinated to believe that they were the man of the house and that meant that they have to do all of these things.
Yeah.
And that has put an immense amount of pressure on men that are, like our generation older, because they have to figure out their lives, get their ish together, and then they can date and have meaningful relationships. One of the things that I found kind of most interesting as of late is that all of a sudden a lot of men that are single, never married, or whatever the case may be, have children or don't have children. They get to this stage, I will say like between 40 and like 45, where they're like, all right, now I'm ready to marry and, have children and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, but damn, you literally wasted like 20 years of your life. You could have had all of this beforehand, but because there's this belief that you have to be able to take care of your household. And I think also there are women who believe this too. We all have wasted a lot of each other's time and like playing into these like gender roles that our parents have passed down. Parents, grandparents.
I don't know if it's, I mean, I've also felt that way, and I still sort of feel that way of like, it's funny, one of my friends is like, you actually think like a guy. And I'm like, okay, maybe. Where I'm very much like, no, I want to have my career sorted out. I want to have like all of my stuff in place before, moving to those next steps of like marriage and or perhaps maybe kid, one singular. Like I want to have all of my ducks in a row. And like that's typically like a very male way of looking at things, I guess, so to speak. Yeah. But I just don't think it has to be like so cut and dry of like, this is your role and this is your other, this is the man role, this is the woman role. It's like, maybe you could just enjoy each other and create and like curate a life together. I was watching Tanika B, which shout out to Tanika B, we love her here. And she was saying she loves the life that she and her husband have co-created together. And I loved that language because it's like, it doesn't assume that one person has to do everything, or it's like you made your own rules. And I love that idea of like, okay, we're both coming in here with our own crap. We both have our own priorities. So let's like talk through what our relationship looks like together, and not just like necessarily having to fall into society's standards, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I would agree with that as well. I think that that is something that I, in theory, aspire to, but then I also, like, I had a conversation probably toward the end of last year with someone that I had previously dated, and I was just talking about how, like, I need me a sugar daddy or something like that, like something silly. And he was just like, well, yeah, I need that too. And I was just like, and I remember thinking to myself, like, when we started to have like a little bit more of a serious conversation around that idea, I am more so just interested in having someone that is emotionally able to like hold space, because like I am able to do that. So like for me, like I don't know that I want someone to be more like financially sound in terms of being able to take care of house and home. That would be nice. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't want some parts of being a kept woman. But
or at least just have options as a woman.
Yeah. Basically, you just said it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder, like, as a single woman that is, I'm not necessarily dating now. I've been very much intentional about getting my own emotional space together, and like, you know, like career focused. And really, I had to, in the last, I'll say 5 years, really establish boundaries and kind of navigate what those boundaries were in order for me to be okay. And I think that now I'm at a place where I am able to and open to having a relationship with somebody else. But I don't know that before then I should have or could have, because like I just wasn't, I don't believe that I was necessarily ready, you know?
Yeah. I also like when we were talking about having this conversation, I was reminded of this Harvard Business Review article of women. It basically said that women need to have supportive spouses or they should just be single. Because having these like unsupportive men who are like super traditional and kind of like in the way and impeding their careers, or giving them grief about it, it is more detrimental than just going it alone.
Yeah, totally agree. I think one of the things that I read, like right at the top, it was like a woman who had gotten an amazing promotion that was going to be outside of the country, and she was having a time trying to convince her husband to go along with her.
Yeah.
But like, my guy, like if I am really making the money and I can afford for us to go and live in this other European country, which is what I'm assuming it was, it doesn't say that in the article, then what is the issue? Like if the roles were reversed, more like I would say 9 times out of 10, the woman's just going to follow behind her mate. And that is the expectation that men have, which is like frustrating.
Definitely.
When it's on our end, you don't want to give up your life and leave your friends and whatever the case may be. And I just, reading that part of the article was disappointing, but it also brought me back to Harlem and Megan Good's character, I forget what her name, Camille, and Ty Lepley, I don't know what his name was in the movie or the show, but basically like he had gotten some grand cooking institution in France, and they were supposed to go off to France, and she kind of just realized like, yo, like if I do this, I'm giving up like a year of my life on this track that I've been, you know, like trudging along since however old she was. And that was also a bit of a shock, because the generalized experience is that most women just go along and follow behind their man, and you know, their careers and future plans or dreams be damned.
Yeah. Also, this brought up something about the pandemic too, where I remember reading an article like early, basically like this woman had this tech job, or she was like a founder, I think even, She was like a founder of a company. She had employees. She was the breadwinner. Her husband also worked in tech, but he was not obviously the founder of a company. He just kind of like I think he worked in tech. But anyways, like he just would not help her with the kids to the point she had to close her company down to take care of the children.
Yeah.
And I was just like, huh? Like what? That's wild to me. Like you have to close your company, fire all your employees because this man won't take your kids to, like won't watch over the kids for while you're working, or you guys can't help each other out,
I'm like, child, we made these children together. That is also a thing of like, as a woman who does not have kids, and I think that I'm not interested in having children. I love children. But like I'm also of a certain age where it's just kind of like, what is the point now? Like, and for me, the idea that like you have to be the main caregiver, that is daunting, because like I ain't finna do that. And
so like I think that goes back to the idea of like you need to be co-creating your life with whoever it is that you partner with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have one last thought. I've seen much chatter about Ketanji Brown Jackson, soon to be Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. And it's really interesting to me that like so many people on these like Manosphere, podcasts and whatever, vlogs and whatever else, like they talk so much shit about Black women, but then they also talk shit about like how Black women are of no use to Black men, but then they also talk shit when Black women go marry white men. So it's just like, if you don't, it's very much giving like you don't want us and you don't want nobody else to want us. So it's like,
right.
I think it's most important above all things to just be partnered with the right person, somebody that's not going to be in your way. If you are ambitious, if you're, if everybody doesn't have to be ambitious either, like just to be clear, if you're fine with traditional roles, then be fine with traditional roles, and that is a-okay. But yeah, as an ambitious woman, I think it's just important to be partnered with somebody who like supports you and, and co-create your life together more than anything.
I had to write that quote down, Canton Farrell. Thank you, boo.
What?
The idea of like, it's very much giving, you don't want us, but you don't want anybody else to want us. Like that's,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm saving that. But yeah, I don't really have too many other thoughts about it. Okay. Of course, you guys, as always, we ask that you get down in the comments and let us know what you think, what's been your experience, either on the side of being a professional woman with tons of accolades or the opposite. Let us know. Of course, subscribe to all of our channels, and we will see you next time.
Bye.